Thank you for joining me on the channel today. My name is Trent. This is Highway Spec, and we are going to spec out a vehicle that I'm super excited about. If you watched just last week our video on the Z06, 2023 Z06, you will know that I mentioned the Porsche 911 Carrera T has debuted, and I'm super excited for this. The reason being for that is it gives you what I think is the best value in the Porsche lineup, being the base Carrera. I think the base Carrera absolutely is an incredible value, but it's always been missing that one thing, the manual transmission. Now the Carrera T corrects that, gives it a lighter weight interior, lighter weight glass. It removes the rear seats, although it is a $0 option to add them back in. And I think it is just basically the 911 GT3 Touring Light version. So we're gonna spec one out today, and I'm super excited to do so. So let's jump into it and bring up Porsche's website here. And as you can see, just there flashed on the screen was the 911 Carrera T. Now this is based on the base model, like I mentioned, slots just above it, $10,000 more. However, the options that are added on this are significantly more than that $10,000. So this is a real value.
I value you. We all value you.
All right, so here we go. First thing first, starts out $118,050. Of course, you have very expensive color options on this. Because I want it to still be a value buy, I'm not gonna add a bunch of options. There are a lot of interesting colors, even in the $0 standard color lineup. But the interior options, this is where it gets interesting, because if we look in the interior, these are cloth seats, something you cannot get in a 911 here in the United States. So I'm super excited that they have that as an option. Obviously it has some leather to it, or faux leather rather, but it does have the cloth seats, which I'm really actually excited about. And that, I think, has got to be the ticket right there. So we've got to find something that matches the lizard green interior trim package. So it's got the lizard green seat belts, lizard green stitching, 911 logo there. So what color are we going to pick? Honestly, black would be a good option. White would be a good option as well that matches that green interior, or green accented interior rather. The GT silver would be a very classic color, and only $840, not that much more. The jet black, honestly, I think black is the way to go. That isn't something that I would normally pick on a 911, but with that interior option, I think it really sets it off, gives it the classic silhouette. You know, it doesn't have a big wing on the back or anything like that. I think that is a very classy spec that will age really well, even though it has green in the interior. Obviously, you could go with leather. I am not going to go with the leather, and sticking with the standard Sport Plus seats. I am going to option in the rear seats, however, because I do have a family with 3 young kids, so I would like to bring them along with me on occasion in this vehicle. So we are adding the rear seats back in. You can see it keeps those lizard green seat belts and the cloth seats in the back. That's great. Now, I personally, if you've watched any of this channel before, you know I do like sunroofs. So I think we'll go with that, even though it doesn't have a clear, it doesn't have glass on top. I kind of like the slick top look, but then still being able to have that top open up, that sunroof open up rather. So we're going to go with the less expensive sunroof option. All right, so I don't want to go too crazy on the options here. If I were getting a more relaxed, not so sporty spec, I'd probably go with like the power folding mirrors. I'm not going to worry too much about some of the options around here, like changing these to high gloss black, and you know, you can go crazy with the options. I'm not going to go with that. I do want to add the roof transport system because it doesn't have a ton of storage, so having a roof box on there for long trips, I definitely want that option, so we're going to add that. Of course, we're going to keep the 7-speed manual transmission. I think I'm going to go without the front axle lift, even though Porsche has a great system with GPS built in, so it can automatically raise when you reach a certain location. I think I'm going to go without it. I'm used to driving low cars, so it will hurt the resale value a little bit, but this is something that I doubt I would resell. Extended range fuel tank, yeah, we're going to add that. That is something that's only available on the rear wheel drive models. This being a rear wheel drive model, it obviously has that as an option. Going to stay away from the Power Steering Plus, rear axle steering. I think those just add complexity, as cool as they are. Let's see, no, I don't think I'm going with anything else there. The surround view system is nice to have, but not a requirement. One thing I do like is the lane change assist, which is basically their blind spot monitoring system. It's nice to have that with a lot of traffic, and especially, like I mentioned, with young kids, it's nice to have that. However, the adaptive cruise control, things like that, we're going to stay away from, especially since it makes you opt for the PDK transmission. We are going to prepare for the Porsche dash cam front and rear, which is pretty cool. I don't actually know much about that, but I definitely would like to have it wired into the vehicle if that is an option. Now, I do love ventilated seats, but being the cloth interior, that is not an option, and that is fine. The cloth seats tend to not get as warm in the summer, so we can deal without the ventilated seats. And then, let's see, we are going to do the heated steering wheel. Now, the seat belts are already in that lizard green. We could add things like the central tachometer in lizard green. And I'm not sure why it just keeps taking me back to that exterior picture every time I add something like that. But honestly, I don't know if it adds enough to warrant that. So we're going to not do the Sport Chrono in lizard green or the central tack. Obviously, leather we're not going to do really anything with because we have that 911 Carrera T package. It does come with heated seats, which is nice.
Nice.
So we add that heated steering wheel. Even though it is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, I would probably throw some snow tires on there and drive it year-round. So I'm not going to really do anything with this. The race text is there, Alcantara, carbon fiber, aluminum. We're going to just kind of stay away from all that. The Burmester high-end surround sound. Yeah, I think there is a lot of things that we don't really need on this vehicle, and I'm actually surprised at the cost, how inexpensive it is. $123,780. That's really not that bad. That's a great value for a Porsche. Obviously, you could add a little bit to that. That's only $5,730 in options, which is unheard of on a Porsche. A dealer would be very upset with me ordering this spec because they're not going to make as much money on me by doing that. So, what do you think of this spec? What do you think of the black with the green interior accents? You obviously have that very subtle 911 Carrera T badge there. And of course, you've got that manual transmission. You've got the cloth seats. You do have lightweight glass on this, so it is a little bit lighter than the base model. It is actually a little bit slower than the base model because of that manual transmission rather than having the PDK, but obviously it's going to be a lot more engaging. So that is my 911 Carrera T spec. That's how I would do it. How would you do it? Make sure to drop a comment below so I can see what you would do differently, because I would love to hear from you on how you would spec out your 911 Carrera T. But as usual, I do ask that you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell notification, all the things that YouTube likes on their algorithm, so that this video will be pushed out to more people so I can make more videos like this for people like you. Thank you again for watching this video. I will catch you on the next one.